I don't remember the last time that I was doing leg presses, but the machine is there in the home gym, and because I was running a little short on time, I decided to use it to get some extra work for the lower body. So what I was doing was ramping up to about 100 kilos on this leg press here. I don't really know if the weight is accurate here. All I know is that these machines are usually very smooth, and therefore, even if the actual weight is 100 kilos, maybe it feels like it's a bit less because of the way that the machine is designed. But even then, I wouldn't have any way of comparing it to anything else because I had not done this exercise in such a long time. But what I was very conscious about was to try and get the seat as close as possible to the platform so that I could squeeze as much range of motion as I was able to within the way that the machine is made. So I noticed that from the side angle that I was recording myself from, it seemed like the level of hip flexion was substantial, and I did feel it like it was working the right muscles. In here, I noticed that it takes a bit of time to set myself in the right position, and yeah, there isn't that much knee flexion, but the hip is engaged, and the relative degree of hip flexion relative to what little knee flexion is achieved is decent and is targeting the quads pretty well, and I am able to maintain a neutral spine. Not that it matters because there isn't really any load placed upon the spine anyways. I ended up doing two sets with these 100 kilos because it's the first time that I'm doing this, so I took it fairly light. Was doing two sets of 10 reps with those, and in between I was doing some dips on the station just next to it. I am moving towards a decent number of repetitions on dips without resetting on the floor because these handles are a bit higher than the ones from my previous gym. So at this point, I'm considering that since I'm going to have to rehash my program because I'm moved to a different place and the new gym doesn't have the exact same equipment as the previous one, I might as well starting considering adding weights to my dips because I feel like over time I have been able to change my technique in a way that allows my chest to lead the movement through the eccentric and not really ending up impinging too much on the shoulder girdle as I'm going down, which was possibly reasonably one of the contributing factors to me developing a bit of a pain and of a chronic inflammation of one of the rotator cuff muscles that took the best part of the year to fix. So at this point, I feel like I'm pretty confident in going slightly weighted on the dips, knowing that my technique has improved and I have kind of ingrained this movement in my neurological pattern. So I will be starting light and see how this goes. Also, if I'm going to be adding weights to my dips, I may have to find a different place to put my front lever tuck raises because that is a very challenging exercise, so I wouldn't want to be pairing these two together in a superset. But anyways, afterwards I moved over to this cable pull down machine, which has a very long seat that allows my shins to rest entirely on the surface, and that is a perfect place to do my Nordic curls. The new gym doesn't have something like this, so I will be doing Nordic curls exclusively in here. They feel really good, and I managed to find a good placement for the bozo ball for a bit of assistance, so hopefully I'm going to be progressing these to the point where I can, again, do them without any assistance. This was a bit of a grinder, but overall it was a good session.